What's your job title, Richard?
Vice President, Southeast Asia.
Well, with that little discussion, we are now live on the floor of AUSPACK 2022. And once again, I'm joined by Wayne Robinson. Wayne, over to you to introduce our guest and what we're chatting about.
Yeah, we've got a special guest this morning, Richard Persaud, Vice President of Asia Pacific for Sidel, the big beverage production line manufacturer. Richard, you've got a booth here. You've come down from Thailand, your base for the show. What's the message from Sidel at this show?
So first, thanks for having me, Wayne. Much appreciated. I think the message is, of course, presence. After a couple of years of after a couple of years of unfortunately not being able to visit customers, it is an opportunity for us. It's our first trade show back in the Southeast Asia, Oceania, Pacific Island region. We're happy that it's AUSPACK, and we wanted to, of course, show presence, but connect with customers prior to the show and after the show. We are showcasing a number of our innovations with regards to packaging, both on the primary packaging side, so bottle development, and on secondary packaging and case packing and palletizing.
Okay, terrific. Yeah, I've been on the booth, and you've got a lot of different bottles and containers on the stand. So and there's several innovations going on there. Can you talk to us about those?
Sure. Maybe I'll use three to describe what we're working on. So for many years, Sidel has been working as a leader in lightweighting opportunities for PET plastic. We've gone down to just under 7 grams, down to 6.5 grams in some cases for standard flat 500 ml water. In the Australian market, we're still working on lightweighting opportunities with a number of customers here and manufacturers, both on neck and on bottle. So that's one of the areas that we're showcasing in terms of
lightweighting. What's the benefit in that? Why are you going down that track?
Right. So of course there's a financial benefit for manufacturers. Less plastic means less costs, but really it's about providing something to consumers that they feel is a sustainable option. And when we start to reduce packaging, it not just reduces the packaging of the bottle, but imagine the case and the transportation, everything that's associated in the supply chain with that bottle.
Okay, good. Okay, so lightweighting is one of your innovations. And what else have you got on the booth?
So very interesting application starting now. Another sustainability driver is the labelless bottle. So we're now plastic bottles, PET bottles that are coming on into production that do not require a label anymore. One of the areas that we've had to address has to do with the regulatory information that is typically on a bottle. And we've worked around ability to emboss onto those bottles, whether it is a 100 recycled PET bottle or a standard bottle. Both opportunities are present to have bottles without labels.
Okay, and is that a technology that is available now for purchase? People can buy the embossing system?
It is, absolutely. So in fact, the way it's done is inside of our molds. So when the bottles are blown, the information that the end user wants to provide on that bottle or a customer needs to provide is built into the mold. So it is an innovation on the bottle blowing.
And does that add much to the lead time for the job?
No, in fact, it'll reduce complexity. So one of the areas that a manufacturer will be able to save is reducing a piece of machinery, reducing some floor space and gaining some real estate. And so, and on the consumer side, it is less plastic that we're throwing away.
Okay. And what kind of response have you had from brands with no flash label on the front?
It is something that is new and just starting. There is a large international water manufacturer that we've piloted with to test. Response from them has been good, and they are now testing out into the market. So on 100% recycled PET bottles. So really interesting and we think something that consumers will appreciate.
Yeah, very interesting development, and label print as well. Interesting with them.
Absolutely.
Okay, so there's two of the innovations. You said you were going to mention three. What's the third one,
and
Richard?
And the third one is what we call a stiff base. So stiff base allows for beer or CSD bottles to be produced without what's called a petalloid base. A petalloid base is typically, because of the carbonation and the pressure inside the bottle, is necessary for the base is necessary for structure of the bottle and stability. In the case of the stiff base, we've created an alternate design where there is a base system that absorbs that pressure and also gives the look and feel of a glass bottle, but in PET. So if you can imagine your standard beer bottle that is green, that is glass, we can do one in PET. So again, adding to the sustainability opportunities of recycling.
Okay, fantastic. So Sidel is really, for an old, established, massive company, is really innovation, it seems, from what you're saying at this show, is at the heart of the business these days.
Yeah, so the AUSPAC show, from what we see, is really a case packing, palletizing, end-of-line show. We have those full capabilities, but we wanted to showcase something different and show a competitive advantage that we have in the market. And certainly the opportunity to start early, designing the perfect optimized bottle that meets the brand requirements of our customers and their end users allows us to continue on through the production line in the most efficient way. So something a little bit different. We're hoping catches the eye of the Australian customers.
Well, I think it will. It's caught my eye for sure. Richard, thanks so much for coming on to the PKN Print AUSPAC Files. The AUSPAC Files podcast. Listen, it's first thing in the morning.
Yeah, totally, no problem. Thank you very much for having us. We appreciate it, and visit us at AUSPAC.
Okay, thanks, Richard.
Thank you.
Thanks, Richard, and thanks,
that's
Wayne.
it for this discussion. This great discussion that we've just had with Sidel on the AUSPAC Files.
Exactly. Thanks, mate, and we'll be back in the not too distant future.